Senator Bill DePoli and I are musing about government health care.
Yes.
Bill, you were just telling me about one of your memories in the lobby, probably of the state senate, where the medical association would come and they'd take your blood pressure.
Oh, they were wonderful people. You know, we always get little benefits like that. We'd get little toothbrushes and we get little pens, and the medical community would come down every year and do a free health screening for us, and they would check our blood pressure, check our eyes, and check whatever they could check in all the rest of the stuff. But anyway, I thought it was awful funny because every single legislator that went through there, their blood pressure was just right through the ceiling. And finally it was my turn, and I went over and sat down, and the little nurse, cute little girl, she said, she says, I'm concerned about your blood pressure. She says, it's rather high. And I said, honestly, ma'am, would you just take a look around and see where you are? I said, look at what's going on. I said, everybody's mad at me. I'm mad at them. The governor's mad at me. You would expect my blood pressure to be a little high, wouldn't you say? And she laughed, and she says, this might not be a good idea. And I said, well, it's wonderful, but it's probably not working out real well.
Well, maybe what they should have been doing back in those early days when you were there is checking blood alcohol levels.
Well, that's absolutely true, because, I remember many times when session would start at 2 o'clock, and they would recess at 2:30 and go down and hit happy hour at 4, and then come back and have a night session, obviously quite inebriated.
Well, and truthfully, the sorry truth is that the Wholesale Liquor Association, all the time I was there, I don't think I ever actually went to it, but every day they had a free open bar.
Yes.
And so...
and that dates clear back as far as I can remember.
Yeah. Politics is done over some strange circumstances.
Well, I've got to say this in defense, is that it has gotten a lot better, because when I first went down there in 1969 in my first lobbying...
You're saying it's better since you left?
1972. No, a lot better since I started.
Oh, okay.
Because not only was there free booze everywhere, and there was booze at the Capitol, there was hookers.
Oh, my.
There was hookers everywhere, and just raise your little hand, and you'd have one waiting in your motel room. There was booze upstairs.
No kidding.
I'm absolutely telling you the truth. And so it's really become quite wonderful since
maybe they've just been better at keeping it under cover of darkness.
No,
but
it's become a lot more respectable.
Well, thankfully.
Place, yes, much so.
We're talking about medical things early in this segment, and there's a lot of talk across the country right now about Medicaid expansion. And in our state and in other states, Republicans are getting weak-kneed, saying, well, if we don't take the money, somebody's going to take it, and we're still going to have to pay our share. And so they're talking about things like, well, let's put a trigger in it so that the state only has to pay so much before we say no. Future legislators are just going to increase the limits under pressure. So it doesn't really mean anything, does it?
No.
I think that's the short answer.
But bear in mind that Medicaid has never been fully funded since it started. So it has not been for a benefit for a doctor to use it, even though a lot of them do it because of whatever reason. But it's never really been fully funded. So now we're going to increase Medicaid. We're adding more and more categories to it. We're adding more and more reasons that you can get Medicaid.
Spend more, spend more.
And we're taking away, and we're going to give the states less money to enact it. So you know what's going to happen? Horrible health care.
Well, not only horrible health care, but in order to send this extra money to the states, the federal government has to raise taxes. Then, as they begin to wean the states off, either slowly or rapidly, of the federal money, the states are going to have to raise taxes. Then what happens to the federal taxes? They're going to go away, right? Wrong.
Right.
So we're going to end up double taxed with worse medical care, more people depending on the system, and unhappiness and overtaxation all over.
I don't like to sound like Chicken Little. I don't like to scare people. I don't like to throw things out there that people are going to say, oh my God, that's the most horrible thing. But this is a situation where all of this could actually come true because it has already done so in the past. We're not saying anything here that hasn't happened in the past. When we had Medicaid expansion years ago, this very same thing happened. We lost doctors. We lost places to treat. We lost hospitals. We lost nursing homes. And when it increased, then the dollar coming back went down. Mm-hmm. Well, now it's even worse because we've got such an increase in things you can do to get on Medicaid. So therefore, that dollar is even going to be less. And so I'm just trying to tell people, you better believe everything we're saying, because it is going to happen.
Well, and the sorry truth, folks, as you're listening today, the likelihood is very strong that in your state, and I think in South Dakota as well, we're going to see increased an expansion of Medicaid spending at the state level, and it's going to result in a lot worse medical attention and a lot higher taxes. So call your Republican legislators and tell them to get a backbone and just say no.